Welcome to Cocktails in the War Room, everybody. What's going on? I am your host, Mistress Carrie. Thanks for hanging out with me each and every Tuesday night right here on my Facebook page. This is episode 154, and it doesn't seem possible. And the first thing I want to do is say, go Sox! For anybody that's joining us here in the War Room from outside of the Boston area, if you are a transplanted masshole and you are riding the Red Sox train, you are amongst friends. And if you're joining me here in the War Room for the first time and you hate the Red Sox, you're welcome in the War Room too. If you are new to the War Room, first of all, this is Wednesday. She's my co-host. She gets her own camera. Wednesday, do you want me to turn the pug cam on? Is that what you want? Do you want the pug cam on? Are you being a ham? Yeah, see, there you go. This is my co-host, Wednesday, the Goth Pug. She joins me each and every week here in the War Room. And if you've never joined us before, this is episode 154. And Wednesday, I brought your toy over here. Your camera's over here. Sit down. Come over here and sit. Good girl. Good girl. This is episode 154, and it all started March 14th of 2020 when COVID really kicked in and the lockdown started. We did 80 nights in a row, every night at 8:30, and then when we launched the Mistress Carrie podcast, we turned the War Room into a weekly gathering place every Tuesday night at 8:30 Eastern, where we can get together and hang out, talk about what's going on, laugh at Wednesday, which we do pretty much every week because she knocks the pillows off the couch literally every week. Hey, these are my pillows. Knock it off. If you're trying to catch up with the War Room, we want you to feel welcome. So if this is your first time, let us know in the comments that this is your first. Hey, can you not hit the microphone? Let us know that this is your first War Room. And also let us know where you're watching from so that we can say hi properly. This is what happens. By the way, she's going after the hot dog. And here's how the show goes off the rails. Exactly. And if you need to get caught up on all of the terms and all of the inside jokes and everything that we have happening here in the War Room, go to mistresscarrie.com, go to my blog, and click on the dictionary. And that is a glossary for all of us here in the War Room that will explain all of the inside jokes and all of the terms that we use. I just want to make sure you guys are seeing all of this. This is why I have a pug cam, so that you can just watch her and listen to what it is that I'm saying. So welcome, Donna. Welcome, Michelle. Hello, Annette. What's up, Richard? Hello, Linda. Or is that, Linda. Julie. What's up, Travis? How are you tonight? Donna says, welcome to all of the new War Room. Elsa says blueberry cobbler. That is one of the many things you're going to learn about in the dictionary. Catching you live from Smithfield, North Carolina, says Melissa. That's fantastic. First War Room, and I'm in Brockton. Michael, welcome to the War Room. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is how we get together, and we talk about everything. We talk about music. We talk about sports. We talk about the podcast, everything going on in the world. We get caught up with each other. The War Room has become a family, and we support each other with what's going on. And it's basically just a way for us to stay all connected. And what's great is that you can have the Red Sox game on and still be hanging out with us here in the War Room, which I got the television on in the War Room, and I got my Sox hat on. So the first thing that I wanted to do, hey, what are you doing? Bring your hot dog over here. Bring it over here. This is a hot dog that Wednesday got as a gift last week in the mail from Ralph. And as you can see, she adores it. Hey, can you not knock over everything? We're trying to run a show. So I want to tell you the story about the hat, first of all, because this is Cocktails in the War Room. And I got this hat back in 2004, I think. And I brought this hat with me to Iraq in 2006, and I wore it all over Iraq. It's how it's partly faded. And then if you go and look at all of the pictures of me in Afghanistan in 2011, I wore this hat as well. It's my lucky hat. I wear it to all the games that I go to. I wear it when the Red Sox are in the playoffs at home. It's just that hat that I have. I have a Patriots hat that I wear. It's the same thing. It's like the Elmer Fudd hat with the flaps. It's in a lot of the pictures that I have up on my Facebook page. But this is my Red Sox hat, and I've worn it around the world. And a lot of musicians, like, Sully, Aaron Lewis, people that travel a lot, this is kind of how we mark ourselves, is not only being a Red Sox fan, but being from Boston. So to all of the transplanted massholes and to all of the people joining us in the War Room for the first time, we like to cheers. See, I got my cocktails in the War Room glass here, and you can always tell what I'm drinking based on the glass. Copper mug means Moscow Mule. So cheers to you guys, and go Sox. Fantastic. All right. I don't know where Wednesday went, but she left the ducking stingray behind. So I'm going to turn the big camera on because obviously Wednesday left me, at least temporarily anyway. She'll be back when we get to mail call because there's prizes for her over here in the mail. So how are you guys? What's up, Eric, Joe, Trina, Rihanna? Julie's checking in. Keith is checking in. Eric says, I had a teacher born in Boston. She lives in San Gabriel and now grandma. See, there you go, Eric. So cheers to you guys. Thank you guys for joining me here in the War Room. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot of music news to talk about. There's a lot of podcast stuff going on. There's a ton of mail this week. So we got to leave time for extra mail call stuff this week. And obviously there's the dogs. I want to show you this thing that my sister got me, by the way. I've never seen anything like this. She got it and was like, I couldn't resist it. And I thought it was hilarious. So she bought this thing, and it's just plastic, but you put a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern on top of it for the head, and it gives it a skeleton body. Isn't that hilarious? So I'm going to put it back here. And I'm going to put the ducking stingray on it. But I thought that thing was so cool. So now I need to cut a pumpkin, and it'll have a body, which is the same outfit that I have for my Bitmojis that I put up sometimes. It's the skeleton outfit. So I hope you like the posters. Ralph, they're awesome. And I have the tubes here because I promised you last week that I would open the tubes. What's going on, Sean? Penny says, oh my God, I love it. Yeah, it's really cool, right? You know what else I got? So I want to say what's up to the guy that I met at TJ Maxx today. So I went out and ran some errands this morning. And I ran into TJ Maxx. I had to return something. And they had these really cool things at TJ Maxx. And I wanted to give you guys the idea. So you know those giant Lego heads? And you can take the top off and you store Legos in them. And they're like the yellow Lego faces. So I went to TJ Maxx. This is not an advertisement or anything. I just thought it was a cool idea. And they had those big Lego heads for kids in the kids section, but they were white and it was a Lego skeleton face that was on them. And I got a couple of them and I took the Lego tops off, and rather than filling them with Legos, I put pots in them. And so I have them out on the front step now. And so my mums are coming out of a skeleton Lego head and they look really cool. So I wanted to say what's up to the manager at TJ Maxx because he came over and was like, do you happen to be, because you look like, and I was like, I think so. And he was like, I knew it was you. So I wanted to say what's up to him and everybody else that was at TJ Maxx today because I got the Lego heads to help decorate for Halloween. So what's up to those guys? How's your family doing? Elsa wants to know. Family is good. Husband is good. Everyone is healthy. Everything's okay. You know, I mean, it's not easy for anybody, but everything is going okay. I wanted to let you guys know what I did over the weekend. So over the weekend, a couple of friends of mine got married and they were engaged. They planned this big wedding and they went to go get COVID tests so that they could travel abroad for their honeymoon. And they both tested positive for COVID a couple days before their wedding. And it was so sad. And for people that have been joining me in the War Room for a while, you'll remember that last August, in the height of everything that was going on with COVID, I got married. And I got engaged and got married within 2 weeks. And we just kind of got married in the yard. And friends and family were kind of in the driveway, kind of in their little individual pods and lawn chairs. And it was super informal. And it was amazing. And so when my friends tested positive for COVID, they had to make the decision of canceling their wedding altogether or postponing a lot of the more formal, reception kind of things, but still getting married on what had planned to be their wedding date. And so they opted to do that. And so they had to text everybody and kind of tell them, look, the wedding, the reception, all of that's kind of off. And so I messaged them and I said, are you guys still getting married on Saturday? And they said, yeah, we're, not trying to steal your idea, but we're getting married like in the driveway at home in front of the house. And I said, if everybody stays away from you, is it okay if we just come from the street and cheer you on? Because I wouldn't want you to get married by yourselves. And they said, yes. So a bunch of us went into the road at an extremely safe distance away, and we watched them get married and cheered them on. And it was a driveway wedding and it was beautiful. And I got a big giant car full of balloons so that I could leave them in the yard and they could go around and get them and take pictures with the balloons. And they had the photographer with the super long lens so that no one was near the bride and groom, and they were married at home. And they sat up on the porch together on a little table and chairs, and everyone kind of stood away from them and sat in the front yard. And we were like yelling to each other and laughing and made the most of it. And it was beautiful. So I wanted to congratulate them. And then Saturday night, actually, I went to what was supposed to be my 30-year class reunion that turned out to be my 31st year class reunion because of COVID postponing it last year. So I wanted to say what's up to all of my high school classmates and to say what's up and that it was nice to see everybody over the weekend. By the time I got home late Saturday night from the class reunion after the wedding and being on the radio all week and the podcast, I woke up Sunday morning and the voice was rough. And one of the things that I've spent a lot of time talking about with the people with Mistress Carrie Backstage Passes is the kind of ritual that I've had to develop to protect my voice, because I talk so much more now than I ever did in my radio career before, which doesn't seem possible, I know, because you guys just sit here and listen to me talk for hours every night. But because of the different radio shows and all of the different stuff that I'm doing with the podcast and then just regular life, yelling at Wednesday, that most of Sunday I had to put myself on vocal rest because I was really afraid I wasn't going to have a voice to be able to work yesterday. And as you can hear, the voice is a little tired, but it's back to normal. And so it is kind of strange that this is like becoming part of my routine, is giving myself vocal rest on the weekends, which I never thought was going to be something I was going to have to do, but it's kind of weird. Jonathan says I had to switch my night off because of inventory, so I'm off to work. Jonathan, have a good night at work. Thanks for hanging out with us. Do you ever get to go out without anyone noticing you? Jen wants to know. You know what, Jen? I have been so fortunate over the years to have so many amazing people listen to me on the radio and have been loyal listeners, whether it be WAF or 100 FM The Pike, now listening to the Mistress Carrie podcast, between Real Rock Television, the TV show I used to host, and the website and social media. I kind of don't blend in. Although there's a lot more purple-haired people around now than there ever was. But more often than not, it's the voice that gives me away. I always thought it was going to be the hair, but it's not. It's the voice. So that's what happened when I was at TJ Maxx today. I said, thank you. And somebody went, hey, I know that voice. So it happens pretty frequently that people know who I am when I go out, but I'm not complaining about that. I love it. I love meeting people. I still see people every day that go, oh my God, I miss you on the radio. And I'm like, hold on, I'm back on the radio. And you don't have to miss me because I got the podcast and Cocktails in the War Room. And so it's still an opportunity for me to be able to tell everybody what it is that I've been up to. But it happens pretty often that when I go out, I end up talking to people. And thankfully, my friends and family and my husband, it's just kind of part of the whole thing, and it's cool. And they're really cool about it. So, unless I'm sitting there at a romantic dinner with my husband with a mouthful of food, and then it's like, But otherwise, it's awesome. And I love seeing you guys. And coming up, I'm going to give you guys details on a couple events that I'm going to be at so that you can come and hang out with me. But yeah, it's pretty cool that I still get to go out and kind of see everybody. And so it's been good. Donna, I feel great. It was just my voice was a little tired, but it's all good. David says, I'll be in the area around Halloween. Please tell me you were going to be out and about sometime next weekend. I am. I'm making plans right now. There's a couple shows that I want to go to, so I definitely think I'm going to be at some shows. And as soon as I make my final plans, I will let you guys know so that if you want to come and hang out. I had planned on Halloween to be at Judas Priest, and obviously the tour is postponed because of Richie Faulkner. So that was kind of a bummer. Eric says, sorry, now that I have a computer, I can listen to WAF 100 FM The Pike and all the LA stations and any other station out there, says Eric. Yeah, I mean, you can listen to me anywhere on the Pike. It's so easy now. You can download the app and take it anywhere. You can listen on the website. So you don't have to miss me anymore because I'm always around. So that was basically everything that happened over the weekend. I didn't take any pictures of it because it was sad, pathetic sad. But so Sunday when I was on vocal rest, I didn't really want to do anything. And so I rototilled over the garden. So garden season is done. And I don't know about you guys, but this was a really terrible garden year for me. My tomatoes were terrible. The cucumbers were really bad. I got great green peppers this year. My herbs were amazing. I grew ginger for the first time. So I have a giant jar of pickled ginger in my refrigerator right now, which is awesome. I got a lot of dried herbs, tons of lemongrass this year, which is great. So I just finished drying a lot of that stuff. But a lot of the vegetables this year were really, really bad. We got so much rain, and then we got like stretches of extreme heat, and then it got really cold, and the weather was super unpredictable, and the garden is officially done. However, I'm still getting raspberries on my raspberry bushes, which is totally weird. Shannon says, hey, Carrie, Wednesday in the War Room family. Kevin says, are you still on the Pike? Yes, I'm on the Pike every weekday afternoon from 3 to 7. So you can check me out there. Hey, Dave, how are you? Dave Lee joining us here in the War Room tonight. Let's see. When is the next get together? Keith, I don't know yet, but I will definitely keep my eye out. Things have been pretty crazy trying to plan events and just stuff going on. I did want to explain this to you guys. So one of the things which I've had to get used to when I was on the air at AAF, when I worked at Entercom or Odyssey, now I was there for so long, I had a lot of vacation time. And when I started the new jobs at the Pike and at Westwood One, I started all over again and I don't get as much vacation time. So it's a lot harder for me because of the fact that my husband has been gone and I've been trying to save up and stockpile days off in the hopes that maybe after the new year, I'm kind of hoping that some travel COVID restrictions will loosen up a little bit and that I'll be able to travel overseas to visit my husband. And so I've been really trying not to take any time off. And because I'm on the radio on Saturday mornings too, it's made scheduling a lot more difficult because of the shows that have been going on, charity events and all of that kind of stuff. And so that is why I'm not out and about as much because I don't get as much time off. And things are really crazy, but good crazy. There's so much going on with the podcast. The War Room has been amazing. Obviously, the radio shows are going so well. And then just trying to maintain life. And anybody that is married to a service member knows that when your service member is away, your life becomes a little bit more complicated and a little bit more busy. And so there's a little bit of that going on as well. Not special herbs, seeds, Charlene. I mean like herbs, not the devil's lettuce. I'm talking about like basil. So things have been very busy. And I don't know about you guys, but obviously with as stressful as the world can be on a daily basis now, which it's way more stressful than it ever was. Trying to juggle everything. There have been some times over the last couple of weeks, some things, I've had some technical issues. I've had some things go wrong. And there have been a few times over the last couple of weeks that I have felt completely overwhelmed. And that has been one of the biggest struggles for me through all of this is trying to maintain work responsibilities, family responsibilities, personal responsibilities, maintaining the house and everything that goes along with it, and trying to find any time just for myself. And I know that I'm not the only one that's going through this kind of stuff, which is why I talk to you guys about it, not because I'm trying to complain or trying to be like, woe is me, but I know so many people when I talk to people and they're like, it just seems like the world is so crazy and more stressful than ever. If you've got little kids and you're juggling daycare, or if you're struggling with work hours, and there, whether it be employment issues or trying to dig out of a financial hole that you got dug into when the economy really shut down last year. It's pretty complicated. Life is complicated right now. And I just have to keep reminding myself, and I'm surrounded by amazing loved ones, family, friends that have coworkers that have reminded me, you know what, like, Carrie, you got to breathe. It's going to be okay. Take an extra 5 minutes, push your deadline a little bit, figure it out. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. And so I'm giving you guys that same advice because it's been something that's helped me get through, is just realizing that, you know what, there's only so many hours in the day. There's only so much that I'm capable of, and to just do my best and to give myself a little bit of a break. And so that's what I've been doing. Will wants to know, do I grow my own dill weed? I have grown dill in the past. I didn't grow dill this year because I forgot to get it at the greenhouse back in the spring. I grew chamomile, which was great. So I have dried chamomile for tea. I dried a lot of stuff for tea. I dried a lot of lemongrass for tea. I dried peppermint and some spearmint for tea, the chamomile for tea. Because I've been drinking some tea to help my voice with honey and stuff. And so do I need an intern? Yeah, I could use about 80 actually. Let's see. A skydive usually helps. Oh, Milo. One of my skydiving friends is joining us here in the war room, Chris Milo. And Milo, you have no idea how much I would love to be thrown out of an airplane right now. I miss you guys so much. I know that I have not been around that much this year. It's been overwhelming. It's such a huge adjustment. Starting back on the radio in May, trying to get the lay of the land, balancing all the responsibilities. This year has been a massive learning curve for me. Last year, everything was so locked down that all I could do was focus on building my studio and kind of getting the podcast and everything up and running. And then getting back on the radio, it's just insane. And what I promised myself I would do as the holidays approach and as winter comes and things slow down a little bit during those, cold winter nights in January and February, is spend some time kind of getting myself situated for the spring when things are really going to get busy, because I'm really hoping that by the spring next year, we're going to be in a way better position when it comes to COVID, and it's going to get a lot busier. I've been telling you guys every week here in the war room that the shows that are coming around, there's so many shows, and I've got word of some that are getting ready to go on sale, and it's a lot. There are some big announcements coming. There are some big tours going out on the road next year. And so it's just going to be a matter of getting organized. But yeah, I need to jump out of an airplane. I have barely spent any time on the motorcycle this year, and it's just been sitting in my garage, breaking my heart that I haven't been out on it. I know they've been jumping all year, Jen, and it just bums me out that I haven't been able to get there. Trina, thank you for offering help. And it's, like I said, I'm not complaining. I just think with any new situation, I think when you get married or divorced or you have a kid or you become an empty nester, when you get laid off, when you start a new job, when you're dealing with an illness, when you're dealing with home renovations, anything like that is disruptive to your normal routine, and there's a period of adjustment. There's a period of adjustment without COVID. And so on top of all of the stress that we've been living through for the last 20-something months together, it gets a little crazy at times. Christine, I have done a lot this year and I have been busy, and that's why I have to give myself a break, which is why I'm telling you guys that you guys have to give yourselves a break as well. And when you feel like you're getting overwhelmed and you feel like you just want to smash things or you just want to cry or you want to quit, I've had all of those emotions over the last couple of weeks. I just have to just chill and just give myself 5 minutes of a break. And it usually, snuggling the pug usually helps too. Will says, totally understand the rat race. Yeah, change is tough, says Barbara. Sean says, I would love to skydive someday. Sean, it's beautiful up there right now. The foliage, it's gorgeous. It's a little chilly, but it's beautiful. Annette says, on vacation this week, which is great. I'm jealous. I'm really, really banking on being able to take some time off in the new year and to be able to go and visit my husband and kind of meet him overseas. But he should be home sometime in March, back in the States for good, or at least as for good as, I'm going to know. This is his third deployment since he and I have been together. So, there's no such thing as for good, but I'm dealing with it. Make yourself a priority, Penny says. Yeah. And you know what? They always say that when you're budgeting your money is that you have to pay yourself first. And it's the same thing when you budget your time. You got to pay yourself first. And so I'm not good at it, but I'm working on it. So that being said, let's talk about some of the stuff I've been working on, shall we? Let's recap last week's podcast episode. Last week, episode 71 of the Mistress Carrie podcast came out. And it's a band that if you hadn't heard of them, I told you to check out, because if you love old school, stripped down blues bass rock and roll, Joyous Wolf is a band that you are really going to love. And if you listen to the episode, Nick Reese, the lead singer of Joyous Wolf, is a very old rock and roll soul. We had a lot of conversations about the greats in blues and how that was really inspiring for him. And when I started the podcast, I wanted to continue to be able to give you guys a place that you could go to find out about new music and new bands, as well as keep you in touch with the artists that I've introduced you to in the past and artists that have been around a long time. A couple weeks ago, Dean DeLeo from Stone Temple Pilots checked in. Coming up in the next few weeks, there's some more legacy artists and some surprises coming. So I'm really excited about the episodes that I have coming up. But I wanted to know what you guys thought of Joyous Wolf and what you guys thought of the interview in the band in case you hadn't heard of them before. Shannon says, great episode. Thanks, Milo. I appreciate that. He says, proud of you, darling. Congrats on the new gig. Thank you. It's been tough. I have this amazing skydiving family, and I'm so used to being able to spend so much time in the summer and in the spring and in the fall with them. And this year I haven't been able to see them as much, and I miss them a lot. So Milo, tell everybody that I miss them and I wish that I could be there more. Melissa says, I didn't know who they were until I listened to the accompanied playlist. And Melissa, right, when you listen to the playlist, which is exactly why I make them for you, because there's so much when we're having conversations about music, I don't ever want you guys to be like, what was the name of that band? Or who were they just talking about? What was that song? You guys know that if you go in the show notes, there's a playlist there that's got all of the music from the artist and then all of the other songs that we were talking about. Lisa says it was great. Penny says great episode. Alexis says it was a great episode. What's up, Garrett? Thanks for hanging out in the war room with us. Eric says, I love Heart, Ann and Nancy Wilson. One song I like is the Christmas song, and the song is It's Christmas Time. Yeah, and all of these playlists have so much great music featured in there. Keith says, I'm not wearing any pants. And so I'm hoping, and look, you're not going to love all of the bands that I try to turn you guys on to, but what I can hope is that you guys will at least give them a shot. And if you like them, not only do I want you to like them, but I want you to help me spread the word, because it's harder and harder all the time for these newer bands when you lose stations like WAAF to have a launch pad, to have a place that they can grow from. And I love the community that we've built here in the War Room. And I love the community that we've built on the Mistress Carrie podcast. And so I want it to be a place where you guys can now be tastemakers and trendsetters and go, hey, check this band out. Mistress Carrie told me about him. And if you got friends that love blues-based rock and roll, tell them about Joyous Wolf. They may not have heard about him. And this is how we're going to help these new bands. And I'm really excited about it. So I want to thank once again the sponsor of last week's episode, Digital Federal Credit Union. You can find them at dcu.org. And I'm glad you guys loved episode 71. It was really cool getting to know Nick. Even though he was driving, so it was a little hard to get the audio quality perfect because they're a hardworking rock band and they tour in a van. So they weren't in this posh tour bus where it's a little bit easier that's got a satellite dish and Wi-Fi. They're touring in a van. And so, you know, if you want to talk to these bands, sometimes you just got to talk to them while they're on the road. So if you loved it, appreciate it. If you haven't listened to it yet, definitely go and listen to it. And coming up this week on episode 72 of the podcast, this is another new band that I want to turn you guys on to. They're called Turnstyle. They're from the Baltimore area. This is another example of a band where these guys like met in high school. And it goes to show you, and we actually talk about it in the episode, and I talked about it to Nick last week, the concept of rock being dead. How many times have you heard this come up on the podcast? Have you heard it come up in interviews? Have you heard people talking about it? No, rock and roll is dead. Rock and roll is dead. No, it's not. There are some amazing up and coming new bands that are coming out. And Joyous Wolf is an example, and so is Turnstyle. These guys are really diverse. They are streaming like crazy online right now. They are really growing on the radio. And so this week I talked to the singer Brendan Yates from Turnstyle. They were actually playing a gig in Connecticut. He was sitting backstage. When you listen to the interview, you will hear the forklifts behind him. And at some points, the forklifts are really loud, you know, the beeping noise. And I was like, dude, please don't get hit by the forklift. And he was like, no, it's all good. It does seem that I keep doing more and more interviews earlier in the morning, which is kind of cool because Brendan was having tea. And so he was having tea, I was having coffee, and it was cool to be able to kind of spend this time getting to know him. I've never met the guys in Turnstyle before. They're out on the road right now, and they are another band that I want you guys to check out and give them a chance and let me know what you think. And if you love them, let people know that you think might love them too. And you know what? If you see a tour come through and you see Turnstyle is one of the opening bands, maybe it'll persuade you to go to the show a little early so you can check them out. So, Will says, Yates, another brother from another mother. Exactly. So I'm really excited that not only are some of the older bands that I've known for a long time coming on the podcast, but it's also been amazing that so many younger, newer bands that I haven't met yet have wanted to come on the podcast as well. And I'm super psyched about that and really grateful because I want to be able to, you know, keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on in rock and roll. And there's a lot of great music coming, which makes me really excited that, you know, these next generations of bands are making some unbelievable music and that we're going to be able to see them live because they're out on the road getting it done. So let's see. Yeah, Will says, now I have to listen. Exactly. That's the whole point. So check out the podcast. Check out the corresponding playlist. Episode 72 featuring Brendan Yates from Turnstyle goes live at midnight tonight. And you can get the podcast everywhere. It's available on a ton of places. This is just a small sampling. Wherever you go and listen to podcasts, just search for the Mistress Carrie podcast. If you see this artwork right here, you know you're in the right spot. So And if you are subscribing to the podcast, not only are you going to get the weekly episodes, but I want to remind you guys about the sit rep as well. And one of the things that is really cool is that my podcast now should be propagating on this Facebook page when you're looking at Facebook on your mobile phone. So if you're on Facebook on your computer, the podcasts aren't feeding. But what should be happening now is that my Facebook page, you should be getting the sit reps every morning on my Facebook feed on the Mistress Carrie page when you're looking at Facebook on your phone. And you can listen right off of your phone without even going to try and listen to the podcast through a podcast outlet. Which makes it a lot easier for people that are a little bit intimidated about podcasting and how to get involved and how to listen. You don't even have to know anything. Just you can listen to the episodes right on Facebook. And you can always go to mistresscarrie.com because all the episodes, all the War Room episodes are up there because they're hosted on my YouTube channel. All the sit reps are up there and all of the full length episodes and bonus episodes. Everything is on mistresscarrie.com. So you just pick the episode you want and you literally click play and you can hear it that way as well. I want to tell you guys, this is pretty exciting. The Mistress Carrie podcast still holding strong in 117 countries. But what shocked me this week, and I don't know if it was Nick Reese from Joyous Wolf, but for some reason, Italy is number 2 in listening for the Mistress Carrie podcast outside of the United States, which that is so amazing to me. So I wanted to say ciao, Bella, to all of the people that are checking out the Mistress Carrie podcast in Italy, which is just amazing. So welcome to everybody that's listening to the podcast in Italy. I think that's freaking amazing. There's a lot of music news to catch you up on, and I just realized that one of the stories I wanted to talk to you about, I forgot to put up here on the screen. So I am going to tell you about it, but I forgot to put it up on the screen. There is a new Bruce Dickinson podcast coming out. Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden announced today that he is launching a podcast teaming up with a psychologist from Oxford University. The podcast is going to be called Psycho Schizo Espresso. The wordsmith that Bruce Dickinson is. The first episode is going to come out on Halloween. They're going to come out every other Tuesday after that. Listen to the description of this podcast. It's pretty fascinating. Iron Maiden singer Bruce Dickinson has partnered with Oxford University psychologist Dr. Kevin Dutton on the Psycho Schizo Espresso podcast. New episodes will premiere every other Tuesday across all platforms for podcasting and are going to cover a wide variety of topics within the field of psychology. But check this out. With relevant tie-ins to some of Iron Maiden's most iconic lyrical themes, as well as a number of special guests. How cool is that going to be? So it's called Psycho Schizo Espresso, and it is Bruce Dickinson's new podcast, and it premieres on Halloween. So I definitely wanted to talk to you guys about that because I thought it was really cool. Also wanted to congratulate Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters. He is now a number 1 New York Times best-selling author. His book, The Storyteller, came out last week, and he hit number 1 on the New York Times bestseller list, which is unbelievable. He put up a social media post basically saying that he was humbled by it, that is an unbelievable accomplishment, especially for your first book. He also got some good news yesterday because it was announced that Paul McCartney is inducting the Foo Fighters into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at the end of the month in Chicago. Seriously. Are we not living in Dave Grohl's world right now? Think about it, right? He released a new record. He had the documentary, What Drives Us, about van touring. He had From Cradle to Stage on Paramount Plus, the series that's based off of his mom's book about rock stars and their moms. They had their record store day release, Hail Satin, come out by the DGs. He finds out he's getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for the second time. He celebrates the 30th anniversary of Nirvana's Nevermind. Did I miss something? He's a New York Times bestseller. It's unbelievable. So Paul McCartney is going to induct the Foo Fighters. Angela Bassett, it was announced, is going to be inducting Tina Turner. And you'll remember that she played Tina Turner in the movie about her life. Drew Barrymore is going to induct the Go-Go's. Taylor Swift is going to induct Carole King. They have not announced who is going to induct Jay-Z, though, which I thought was really interesting. And they have not announced who's going to induct Todd Rundgren either. But they did announce that there's going to be performances from everyone from Jennifer Hudson to Taylor Swift to Bryan Adams. There are a lot of artists that are going to be taking part. Now, the induction ceremony is happening on October 30th in Cleveland, but you won't be able to watch it until November 20th. It's going to premiere on HBO. Now, speaking of rock star authors, Nikki Sixx's new book, The First 21, How I Became Nikki Sixx, is out today. And coming up this Friday, he's also got new music coming out, which I'm going to tell you about as well. Coming up on Friday, new music from Dream Theater. Their new record is coming out. And if you want to hear about the writing and the process of the record and the making of the record, go back in the Mistress Carrie podcast and find the Mike Mangini episode that came out this winter, because he talked a lot about his drum parts and about how they were working on the record during COVID. So you can go back and listen to that. 6 a.m. has a new album coming out this week called Hits. That's a companion piece to Nikki Sixx's book. Also, Starset is coming out with a new record. There are re-releases from Slayer and an Armored Saint live album that are all coming out on Friday. Tomorrow night, speaking of new music, Ice Nine Kills came out with their new record, The Silver Scream 2, Welcome to Horrorwood, that came out this past Friday. They obviously are a local Massachusetts band, and they are having a record release party tomorrow night at Sonia, which is part of the Middle East in Cambridge. And there are still, sorry, I got to move the chair here. There are still a few tickets left available. They were tweeting about it earlier. So if you want to go see Ice Nine Kills, they're playing tomorrow night in Cambridge at Sonia. And Vended is playing at Sonia coming up in November. That is the band that features the sons of Clown and Corey Taylor from Slipknot. And so I thought that was really cool that those guys are touring in their band as well. Bad Wolves has their new album coming out next Friday called Dear Monsters. And they released their new song, House of Cards, recently, which is pretty heavy, and Lifeline is climbing up the charts. So the guys from Bad Wolves doing really well. Talk about struggling with change, like we were talking about a little while ago. Bad Wolves changed their lead singer, and they have Dan D.L. Laskowitz as their lead singer now. And the guys from Bad Wolves are doing really well. And their album, Dear Monsters, comes out next Friday. This coming Saturday, Incubus has a live stream to commemorate the 20th anniversary of their album, Morning View. And so what the band is doing is they're going back to Malibu, where they wrote and recorded the record. And they're going to perform the album in its entirety. And that live stream is coming up this Saturday. And not Setter, Seether, typo. So if you are new to the War Room, when there's a typo, you get to drink. So social, everybody. I was typing fast. Seether. Seether has a live stream to help celebrate their 20th anniversary. They released their album, Vicennial, last Friday. And they're going to play the entire Vicennial album on their live stream on November 11th. All of these live streams and all of these shows, they are all up on the events calendar at mistresscarrie.com to make it easier for you guys to get more information and to make it easy for you guys to get tickets. I read about this yesterday and was dying and just wanted to tell you guys about it. I do not know about the tour dates. I did not grow up watching the Wiggles, but there are a lot of adults that did. The Wiggles in the past had played a couple 18 plus shows. And they did so well that the Wiggles have decided that they are going to go out on an 18 plus tour, which is unbelievable to me. So you're going to have to keep your eyes on it. If you grew up, you want to bring your siblings. If you're all adults now and you want to go get drunk and watch the Wiggles, you're going to be able to do that, because the Wiggles, the original lineup of the Wiggles, are going on tour, which is hilarious. Julie wants to know where Wednesday is. I don't know. Julie, she was here earlier. She was a psychopath. She was knocking all the pillows around. She was hanging out with her hot dog. Where's the hot dog face? Here we go. I'll put the hot dog over here so you guys can see him. And then she took off, and I don't know where she went, but she's around here somewhere. So I just was dying laughing thinking about an adults-only Wiggles concert. Speaking of rock star autobiographies, The Lives of Brian Johnson's autobiography comes out next week, so be on the lookout for that. There was a new song that got released yesterday called Dead Inside. If you have gone to see Alice Cooper since 2014, then you have seen his guitar player, Nita Strauss, and she shreds. Nita came out with a solo album a few years ago, and yesterday she released the first single from her upcoming solo album, and it's the first time she's ever worked with a vocalist, and she got David Draymond from Disturbed to sing on this song. Now, her album is coming out in the spring of next year, but the song Dead Inside and the video for it are available now, and you can see it on YouTube, and it rocks. David Draymond's been pretty quiet throughout COVID. He lives in Honolulu now, and so he's kind of been exiled in Hawaii and hasn't really done too much. The guys from Disturbed came out with their line of graphic novels. They came out with a line of action figures around the Disturbed guy with the hood and the eyeballs. But he's been pretty quiet. And it doesn't mean they're not working on stuff. It's just that he hasn't been doing very much that's kind of been in the news. So I was pretty psyched when I found out that he worked on this song called Dead Inside with Nita Strauss. And the song rips. If you haven't heard it yet, you got to check it out. And speaking of new music, coming up on Friday, there's a new Slash song called The River is Rising. And it's Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. And that is coming out this Friday. So be on the lookout for that. I told you there was a lot of stuff going on in music. Gina says, I took my son to the Wiggles when he was 3 years old. Well, if your son is over 18 now, you guys could go back and see the Wiggles and get drunk first. And that's freaking hilarious. All right, I want to remind you guys about a bunch of shows. The Rival Sons are out on the road. They had to cancel some shows recently because someone in their camp came down with COVID, but they're back out on the road, and they are playing the House of Blues this coming Sunday night. Are you coming up? People were just asking about you, Nugget. Come on. Come on. I guess I'm going to turn the pug cam back on because look at who wanted to come back. Hi. What are you doing? I'm going to have some presents for you in a minute. Will you stay? Huh? Have you guys, by the way, seen the guy that's taking over TikTok about whether it's a Bones Day or not with Noodles, his 13-year-old pug? Have you seen these TikTok videos? So this guy has a pug named Noodles. And if you've ever had a pug, when they get older, they don't want to do much anyway, let's be honest. Unless they're young like Wednesday. She's 3.5. But Noodles is old. And so every morning he films a TikTok video about Noodles. And he picks her up from her bed. And if he stays standing up in the bed, that's a Bones Day, which means Noodles' legs have bones in them. And if Noodles lays back down in the dog bed, that means it's a no bones day. And so it's kind of like Groundhog Day, but every day. And he judges based on whether or not it's going to be a good day, based on whether or not Noodles has bones or not. And so he calls it a Bones Day. Well, I guess someone at the Pentagon today started a meeting and said, I know today is a Bones Day, so it's going to be a good day. And hilarious. This guy's getting millions of views on his TikTok because of his 13-year-old pug. And I was like, Wednesday, can you pick it up a little bit? What are you doing? Can you come here so I can snuggle with you? Don't get caught in the headphones. Come here. You're caught in my headphones. And so is your tail. Here. Let's sit. You want to say hi to everyone? Say hi. I'm rubbing your belly. Say hi to everyone. Hi. Do you want to play the baby? Let's see if we'll do the baby. Do you want to be the baby? Oh, yeah. Oh. How you do the baby? Okay. Are you going to hang out? I turned the camera on for you. Can you sit down so people can see your beautiful face? Can you sit down so people can see your beautiful face? Hey, don't push the pillows. Go over there. No, over there. This way. Let me see. Jen says, my mom's cat is named Noodles. Noodles kind of just melt into the bed when it's a no bones day. Brianna, it's so funny. I've been watching this guy's TikToks because I'm on Pug Talk. But I thought these were hilarious videos. I just did not know that they were going to take over the internet the way that they did. And I just love it. All right. So let's get back to the concerts. Wednesday just took off again. The Rival Sons are playing Sunday night at the House of Blues. If you have a Mistress Carrie backstage pass, you have access to some free tickets to see the Rival Sons. So if you don't have a backstage pass yet, I'll tell you how you can get one coming up. Want to remind you guys, the Black Label Society are playing at the Palladium in Worcester on November 4th. Stone Temple Pilots are playing at the Palladium on November 5th. And tickets are available right now to see Volbeat and Ghost at the DCU Center on February 11th and to see Tool at the TD Garden on February 19th. All of those tickets are available and on sale right now. My macaroni is named Noodles. Puggy snorts. I know she does make, and she probably put a little pug schmutz on my microphone, but that's fine. Get the ducking stingray. The stingray is right back there. Let's see. Hello, Wednesday. You love the hot dog. Ralph, she totally loves the hot dog. Like, she tried running with it the other day and like she forgot that it's 3 feet long and she tripped over it and it was hilarious. Okay, so that's all of the music headlines. Let me see. I want to remind you guys about some events. So here are some ways that you can come and hang out. This coming Friday night, October 22nd, it is Pike night at Mickey's Haunted Car Wash. Now, if you guys don't know about Mickey's Haunted Car Wash, this is pretty cool. So Mickey's Car Wash is just an awesome car wash in Sutton on Route 146. But last Friday, they became Mickey's Haunted Car Wash for the rest of the month, and they're open every night from 6 to 10. This is how it works. You and everybody in your car, kids, family, friends, whatever, you get guided through a 45-minute attraction around the car wash that's got props and costumes and pit stops for trick-or-treats and hot chocolate. And it's got like lights and special effects and music. There's a live DJ playing like Halloween music. And then after the 45 minutes of all of the Halloween stuff, you go and you get your car washed. It's pretty awesome. Now, they only have so many tickets that they can sell per night because it takes 45 minutes to get through the thing and they're only open from 6 to 10. So if you go to Mickey's Car Wash, you can get tickets. It's open every night. They also have kiosks there. So if you go there and they have tickets available, you can get them there. It's Pike night on Friday night. And Mike Shue and I are going to be there starting at 6 o'clock in Sutton on Route 146 at Mickey's Haunted Car Wash. And so we want you guys to come and hang out with us. And then coming up on November 6th at the Vault in New Bedford, it's the New England Indie Band Showcase. And I am going to be there starting at 7:30. There's 4 of the biggest indie bands around are going to be playing. There's ticket info and all the details, links, everything on the events calendar at mistresscarrie.com. But if you have not been to the Vault yet, this is a venue that has a lot of shows come through. And it's right on Purchase Street in New Bedford. And a lot of people on the South Shore and in the southern parts of Massachusetts are always like, you never come down to this part of the state. Well, I'm coming, and you guys better come too. It's free to get in. If you want to reserve a table for 4 or more, it's $10 to reserve a table. But otherwise, it's free to get in, which is pretty cool because it's just going to be a great night to go out and support a bunch of indie bands. And so come and hang out with me. So Mickey's Car Wash in Sutton on Friday night and the Vault in New Bedford coming up on November 6th. Okay, we got to get to mail call. There's a lot going on. I want to show you guys this first because I got this from Juliana. Look, is that me and my husband? And Wednesday? I mean, how cute. Come on, look at this. It's freaking adorable. Look at Wednesday. I'm assuming that, is that me? Well, obviously that's me. Is that my husband? That's pretty hilarious if it is. So I got this card. I mean, really? You guys find the best cards ever. I see fruity drinks in your future. Happy birthday. Love, Linda and Gigi. You guys are awesome. And yes, you are correct. There were plenty of fruity drinks in my future for my birthday. They sent me some Pez, which I don't have yet, from Spirit, which is awesome. And they also sent me, which I thought was really cool. Seriously, guys, this time of year, I can't be trusted in the stores because there's so much stuff with skulls on them. Like this candle. And it smells so good. But look at that thing. Like, how am I supposed to burn a candle like that? It's so freaking cool. It says handcrafted sugar skull made by in-house artisans, 100% pure beeswax candle. Like, how cool is this? So awesome. Hi, Nugget. Do you want me to turn your pug cam back on? Are you going to hang out for some more? You know, do you guys see this? She left. Then she came back because she thought by now we would have been doing mail call. Then she left again. She hears me opening boxes. Hey, back up. Sit down. Sit. Good girl. Because she knows there's treats for her. Hey, sit down. Sit. Good girl. No. Sit. Patience. Your mother doesn't have any either. Sit down. There you go. We're having a play date. Zero's here too. Zero, you want one? Come here. There you go. Good girl. Spoiled brat. Can you see her over there? Gnawing at it slowly, making a mess on my couch. So thank you to Linda and Gigi. I love this. So cute. And it's getting hung up in MCHQ. You know that. All right. Got this one. It will look cool when it melts, Donna. I know. I hate to melt it because it looks so cool already. And then once it's melted, it's gone. Guys. Seriously. Birthdays rock, it says. So cute. Happy birthday, MC. I got you a few things that will hopefully help make you laugh and smile. Those are the best kinds of gifts, by the way. Just like you have brought so much joy to others. It's something for Wednesday, too. Spoiled brat. Thank you for keeping the rock community alive in Boston and Massachusetts, and Cocktails in the War Room has helped me get through some difficult times, and your podcast makes me happy. So this is from Penny. So, Penny, you rock, and you spoil my dog, and you spoil me. See, this is what I'm talking about. I can't be trusted because now I have salt and pepper shakers that are in the shape of skulls. Is this not the coolest thing you've ever seen? Seriously. Do you see the crumbs that she's leaving on the couch over there? So Penny, I laughed the first time. I'm laughing now. She bought me socks that say, my dog is cool as fuck. These socks are freaking amazing. Oh my God. And my dog is cool as fuck. Seriously. I don't know where you guys find this stuff, but I'm so happy that you do because it literally makes me laugh. My car is going to smell so good. It's going to smell like pickles, and it's going to be delicious. Hey, what are you doing over there? You're making a mess. There's so many crumbs. So you guys know how we always joke about eating a bag of dicks here in the War Room. Penny is up to the game. Because now you can suck a bag of dicks. Wednesday, I'm turning your camera off because you're not eating it on the camera. You have to eat all your crumbs. Now you can suck a bag of dicks. Fine, I will try them. For scientific purposes only. It's research. I want to know what they taste like. I know what you're thinking. I think this one's banana. Now I'm biting the dicks. They're not bad. So suck a bag of dicks. Seriously? Are you still eating that cookie over there? Because I have a present for you. Look at this thing. It has little rope arms and legs. I'll take the tag off so that she can play with it. She's still eating that cookie. It's going to be a minute. Wednesday, Penny got you a present. Can you finish? Hold on, I got to turn the camera back on so you can see her. She's slowly cleaning up. See all the crumbs? And then she goes by. I don't know if your guys' dogs do this, but like when Wednesday eats, any food or anything comes out of the bowl and on the floor, she will then whine, and I have to move the bowl so she can go around and clean up her mess. She's very tidy and very particular and very spoiled. See what she's doing? She's cleaning up now. It's ridiculous. And then there's some candy in here. Okay, first of all, there's white pumpkins, which I have tried. Mocha and chocolate Kit Kats, but this one is the one that's getting opened. Fruity cereal Kit Kats. What? Where did this come from? What kind of witchcraft is this? You know, I'm going to eat it. Wednesday, what's this? Is this for you? There you go. That's for you. She wants the Kit Kat. She can't have it. Look. It's fruity cereal. Oh my God. It tastes like Fruit Loops. You are so evil. I got to get these candies away from Wednesday before she tries to suck on a bag of dicks. Oh my God, it's so good. Where do you guys find this stuff? Ridiculous. Okay. I told you there was stuff. Carrie and Wednesday. This box was originally supposed to be all for Wednesday. Spoiled brat. But I saw a couple things that had your name written all over them. Happy Halloweeny. Love, Tim and Melissa. P.S. All of Wednesday's surprises are from PetSmart. If you need to return anything, I found the pan. First of all, iced coffee Java sock with skulls on it. Where do you find these things? I need to have Mistress Carrie ones made, but I want them to have like skulls and purple stuff on. How cool are these? The pan she was talking about, and I don't know if you guys have seen this TikTok, but now that I have the pan, I'm totally making them. Have you seen the TikToks of the people that make the pizzas shaped like skulls and you pull it apart and it's got the sauce and the cheese on the inside? Look at these pans. How cool is this? I'm totally making those pizza skulls now that are going to be full of... Oh, I'm totally making that. Melissa, you are amazing. Wednesday, I think this is for you. Aww. It's a new collar with a skull bow on it. I just hope that your little chunky nugget neck is not too big. We'll have to check it. But look... It's got skulls all the way around, and then it has a bow with a skull. Do you see this? Do you see it? Why are you scared of it? It's not... You're such a wimp. Oh, my God. Frankly Freaky Cookie dog treat that's like Frankenstein. I didn't even know they made this stuff. Oh my God. Look at this one. Seriously? I can't. Wednesday. Oh, you know how much she loves crinkly toys. Oh my God. Hold on. Wednesday. What's this? Look at this. But it's crinkly. She loves the crinkly toys. Look at your new toys that you have. You like them? Rip it by the face. Urgh. What else is in here? What else do you have? It's a mummy. Why are you afraid of everything? Wednesday. You got new crinkly toys. Guys, it's a purple bat. Now, look at Wednesday's face. And then look at the bat face. She's kind of a bat. Seriously. Do you want to play with... Where are you going? Nobody wants to see your pug hole. Put it away. And then there's a ghost in there too. Oh my God. Where do you guys find this amazing stuff? Look at this thing. It's a crinkly Frankenstein. I know it looks like I'm squeezing his penis, but I'm not trying to. You guys see her over there? You see her? Look at how spoiled you are, Wednesday. Zero's dad bought her that big, giant gingerbread thing with the weird eye, and she loves it. Wednesday, can you say thank you for all your toys? You spoiled dog. You guys are awesome. And the thing is, you know she's going to play with literally every single one of these. She still has the Easter crinkly toys, the carrot and stuff that you guys got her. Plays with it all the time. Give me that. Give me. There you go. I have never had a dog that played with toys as much as this dog. Even a boy pug that I had, Gizmo, like he loved toys, but hold on, let me see if I can move that. There you go. But Wednesday literally has that giant basket of toys. When someone comes to the house, she goes into the like physically goes into the basket of toys and pulls out whatever toy she wants to offer this person to play with her. And every night before I go to bed, I go around the house with the basket and pick up all of Wednesday's toys and put them in the living room because I know that the next day, I now understand what it's like to have a toddler, because not having my own kids, I never had to clean up the toys and I never had to step on a Lego in the middle of the night. Like that was not my reality. But having a dog that literally, and she's sitting on the pillow. Do you guys see this? Wednesday, what are you doing? This is what she does. She's watching the Red Sox game right now, which, by the way, the Sox are still up 2-1. She plays with all of these toys. Eric, she is a great dog. She's a spoiled brat sometimes, but like, it was only when she was really little and she just took off. I don't know where she's going, but she probably wants to go show off her new toy to Zero. I don't even remember what I was telling you guys because I just watched her run away. That only when she was little did she chew anything she shouldn't have. Like she ate the top of one of my cable box remotes and she like started gnawing on like the leg of one of my like one of my chairs. But once I got her chewing on toys instead, it's just toys all the time. She just is constant. Where's the favorite? Tracy, don't even joke about the favorite. Okay, the favorite's in the other room. We always know where the favorite is. She loves all the toys that you guys get her, but the favorite is like that one binky that your kid had when they were little that was the most comforting thing. That's what the favorite is to her. And if she can't find the favorite, like if it gets stuck under a couch or something, at the end of the night when she's done playing and she just wants to unwind, she gets up on the couch. She has a blanket on the couch that she knows she can lay on, and she gets the favorite. It's a thing. This dog, I don't understand it, but so, and then the other thing that I wanted to show you guys was this tube of stuff that Ralph put in the package last week. And there was a bunch of posters that were rolled up that weren't in frames. And some of they're so awesome. Look at that. Ralph, they're like, these posters are unbelievable. A lot of them are like the reproductions, but look at this. AC/DC, Metallica, Motley Crue, Queensryche, the Black Crowes, Donington Park, Saturday, the 17th of August, 1991. Look at that freaking lineup. Are you kidding me? Oh, so wish I was there. And there's so many of these awesome posters that, because they're not framed, like I'm a little bit afraid because Wednesday keeps jumping up on the couch and I don't want her to step on them, but they're amazing. So Ralph, you rule. Keith says, how do you know what I do? Wait, how do I know what you do? I don't know what you do. Those posters are amazing, Will. Seriously. Like, there's so many cool ones. I'm going to have to like lay them out and take pictures of them and put them up online in a gallery because there's so many of them and they're so awesome. So anyway, thank you to everybody for all of the cool stuff. The people at the post office say hi. They were like, oh, there's a bunch of stuff here today. What did you get? And I was like, I don't know, but I can't wait to open them. I want to remind you guys about the website, just to go to mistresscarrie.com. I've been adding stuff on the event calendar. The online store is up there. And as of right now, everything is in stock. I know there's a lot of talk about filling orders and stuff. And it's been tough to get new stuff made. But if it's on the website right now, I have it in stock. So fingers crossed I'll be able to keep it that way. I want to wish you a happy birthday if today is your birthday. And I know there were some people that were talking about birthdays earlier. If today is your birthday, you share it with Pete Loeffler from Chevelle, Pat Simmons from the Doobie Brothers, and Keith Reed from Procol Harum. So happy birthday. Heidi wants to know what the Blue Dicks taste like. I don't know, Heidi, but challenge accepted. Let me get a blue dick, and I'll tell you. The yellow ones, I think, were banana. I don't know what they taste like. It's not quite blueberry. It's not blueberry cobbler. They're herby. Like patchouli smells. This like tastes like, I don't know. Tell them to suck a bag of dicks. 100 of them. Suck a bag of dicks. They don't taste bad. Can I help you too? Do you guys see what I'm looking at right here? Can I help you Wednesday? Do I owe you money? You got all these new toys. Did you see? You see your new toy? See, I told you. She's got a little Frankenstein too. But right now she's going after the Seriously. This is what happens for hours. I should just set up a camera for the pug camp. Look at her. This is what she's going to do for like the next hour. I should just record this stuff and put it up as like this soothing, like ASMR videos of just listening to her snort and squeak and crinkle her toys. Wednesday. Can you come over here so we can see your sweet face and not your butthole? Does Wednesday have her own page? So Eric, Wednesday has her own Instagram. That's what that handle is on the screen right now. Wednesday's Instagram is Wednesday the Goth Pug on Instagram. So yes, you can follow her on Instagram. She does a lot of this. What are you doing? What? Are you a happy dog? Look at her tail. Are you a happy dog? What do you have? What did they buy for you? You are a ham and you're spoiled because now you're like posing cute on a pillow, surrounded by your new toys, tail wagging. You are spoiled. WednesdayDogCamp.com says Michael Voorhees. Tracy says wiggle butt. Yeah, people are laughing at your wiggle butt Wednesday. I'm glad I set the cam up the way that I did tonight so that, yeah. It's still my unbirthday. Keith, happy unbirthday. Sorry, I was sidetracked by Wednesday's wiggle butt tonight. Mike says I need another black pug. Seriously, like, I know we've talked about this at length here in the War Room over the last year and a half, but the companionship that I've had from her during the lockdown, I'm so grateful that because she's so young, that her and I have been able to spend so much time together because it's been so nice. And I think she's a different dog because I've been around so much. And she's so fun and so cute. And Mike Shue was talking about you on the radio this morning, you know, making fun of me for putting clothes on you. Do you want to say something to Mike Shue? He said pugs look like a flaccid penis. Do you think that's true? She looks high. What was in those cookies? Are you high? This is going to be the night, I think. We're just going to sit around the couch and watch the Red Sox, I guess. It's Jon Favreau's birthday today from the Marvel movies. Happy birthday. Let's see. Yeah, she is a War Room diva, Julie. Seriously. Did you get her a Halloween costume? So, Julie, I have this giant Rubbermaid tub that is filled with sweatshirts and little funny collar things and Halloween costumes. I have a black sweater that's got skulls all over it. I've got a pumpkin sweater for her. She seems to really like stuff that's dual purpose, stuff that's going to keep her warm, and stuff that is kind of Halloween themed. Stuff that like has like spider legs and that kind of stuff, she gets sidetracked by it. She doesn't really like it, but she's got a pumpkin costume. Do you guys? She went and got the other crinkly toy and brought it back up here now. Are you going to bring that one back up? Bring it back up. Where'd you go? She's teasing Zero. Do you hear this? She's teasing Zero with her crinkly toy. Hold on. Let me turn this on. Hold on. You got to see what's going on over here. Zero is now sniffing at the crinkly toy. What are you doing, Zero? That's not your crinkly toy. Do you want this? Do you want to play with this? It's okay. You can play with it. It's okay. Don't look at Wednesday for approval. I told you could have it. You can play with it too. Now, do I need a zero cam too? Yeah, exactly. Skull plug. Does she share her toys with Zero? They play really well together. The only thing that we do not share is the favorite, because sometimes they will like play tug of war and I cannot risk the favorite being damaged. So we don't play tug of war with the favorite ever. If they play tug of war, I take the favorite away and give them something else instead. So happy birthday to everybody celebrating a birthday today. I know there were some people in here that were celebrating birthdays today. What am I dressing up for Halloween? Heidi wants to know. Well, we're supposed to wear costumes to Mickey's Haunted Car Wash on Friday. I have an idea. I need a couple things. I'm hoping they're still going to have what I'm looking for. Usually I can make my Halloween costumes out of what I have at home because I have a lot of stuff, because I love Halloween, because I have a problem. But there's a couple things that I need, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get them before Friday. So I will let you guys know, but I can't tell you. All right, I warned you guys about the Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass a little bit earlier. There are Rival Sons tickets up for grabs for people with a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass. So if you have one and you want to go see the Rival Sons, you got to let me know. If you're interested in getting a Backstage Pass, you can go to mistresscarrie.com and click on the Patreon logo, or you can go to patreon.com/mistresscarrie. And there's a lot of stuff on there. You get access to concert tickets, early event tickets when we have events. It includes a private live stream every month, submitting podcast questions when I tell you who's going to be on it, and a lot more. So you can go to patreon.com/mistresscarrie and check it out. And here's just my reminder of all of the other places that you can find me on social media: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Cameo. If you're looking for a custom Cameo video, we can make those for you. YouTube, which is where all of the Cocktails in the War Room episodes are if you do not have Facebook, and also Patreon. So I am a hallaholic. You're right, Julie. Absolutely. Loving Halloween is not a problem. Anyone who doesn't love Halloween has the problem. Rachel, I couldn't agree more. This is my time of year. Like, this is the time of year where I walk around normal and there's skull stuff everywhere and everything is spooky and there's skeletons and it's awesome. Every day is Halloween. Exactly, Heidi. It should be. So that's this week's episode, guys. I'm overwhelmed with all of the amazing stuff that you guys sent. You have spoiled my dog rotten. Thank you for that. So many shows, so much music stuff to talk about. Next week's episode, I'm giving you this hint. I'm not going to tell you, but next week's podcast episode is Halloween themed. And oh my God, I can't tell you who's on the podcast. I want to so bad, but I can't. I will just tell you that it's Halloween based. And I am so freaking excited for you guys to hear next week's episode. I'll tell you who it's going to be on next week's episode of Cocktails in the War Room. Don't forget, this week's episode goes live at midnight, and it is Brendan Yates from Turnstyle. And you can check it out everywhere. Make sure you subscribe. Check it out. Check out the corresponding playlist. That's it. Sox are still up 2-1. Go Red Sox! All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Check out the podcast and check out the Mistress Carrie radio show, which you can check out everywhere. And thank you for checking out Cocktails in the War Room. Good night.